let's talk about The Shrouds, directed by David Cronenberg, who David Cronenberg now, he's in his 80s, 82 years old. That's amazing. Recently celebrated a birthday in
69.
March. The Shrouds is a story of Karsh, a man whose wife passed away years ago. His beautiful wife has died, and he turned her death into he became an entrepreneur, and you can interact with your loved ones who have passed on through an app. I'll explain this as best as possible, where you can revisit their dead body beneath the soil. You've got access to an app that allows you to view their body on, and it's decaying. And he has this franchise now of cemeteries where you can view your loved ones' bodies as they decay, kind of revisit them, as it were. And he's built this company, he has franchises, and he is also a customer of his own company and looking lovingly at his wife's decaying corpse. It all sounds weird. It's a blend of tech and body horror, which is what David Cronenberg does. His wife has a sister who is a twin that somehow gets played by the actress is Diane Kruger, and this twin ends up becoming involved with Karsh. Guy Pearce is the ex-husband of the sister-in-law. I know it's all strange here, which leads to some drama. And I'll just say this. I love David Cronenberg. I love that the way he looks at the world is very, very different. And this sort of mix, I will say this movie is probably the best of modern Cronenberg, which I, for the most part, have not liked. I have not liked. He has failed to reach the heights of Videodrome or The Brood or The Fly, which is, I believe, is best film. But there's something about this, or Crash even. But modern Cronenberg, I feel, is a lot of movies with interesting ideas that fail to take flight. He put his all into this movie, meaning the scenes where you learn how the tech works, what it accomplishes. Karsh, the actor Vincent Cassel, who plays Karsh, and Diane Kruger, there are nude sex scenes with them. So it does. Cronenberg is, if you watch his movies, he's obsessed with sex and death. And I think this might be the best modern Cronenberg. It's not for everyone. It really, it gets dark. And then at the end, I'll say, I'm not going to give away the ending. It ends on a what? Like this weird kind of, it's almost like he just stopped the story. And it's not a cliffhanger. It's just, why did he end the movie there? Very strange. Look, it's Cronenberg. He's in a class by himself, like David Lynch or John Waters. There are filmmakers and directors that are in a class by themselves. I will say that, like I mentioned earlier, the best of modern Cronenberg, but this is going to turn off your average moviegoer. It's not a horror sci-fi film that many people will relate to, but I will recommend it only because only Cronenberg would make death sexy. He's the only one who could do this. So it gets a bare recommend for me, and also a warning of not for everyone. And if you like stuff that's really weird, check it out. But if you like standard horror, like Until Dawn, then you will not like this. So a bare recommend, probably 6 out of 10 for me. And Alan, I would not recommend it to you. You know what I mean? I would not recommend it to you. So, but the concept is really interesting. It's like, especially because we're so obsessed with apps that do everything. So there's like an app and there's a desktop version. And then there's also a mystery about, which is pretty easy to figure out who's responsible, that someone vandalizes one of the cemeteries. And that leads to mystery that's kind of, it's on the surface, but it's not really what the movie's about. So like I said, bare recommend from me.